I'm back. Episode 2345 of the Too Thick Pod, your home for all things sports, cards, and levity. I am Jeremy, joined as always by my son, the one who holds it down in my absence, Manny, being Manny 1.0. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. I am pumped for today's episode. We get to have a meat sticks and tummy sweats episode. No rest. Jeremy could see his eyeballs are back. Last week he had sunglasses like he was Ray Charles, so he didn't want to get on the. He didn't want to record. I don't blame him. He couldn't see. So welcome back. Welcome to the newest episode of Too Thick Pod.
So let me tell you, Monday we had gone out for lunch for a lunch meeting, and I did one of these. Like I had like I thought like an itchy in my eye. 2 to 3 hours later, this mug was sealed shut. Another hour after that, this one was sealed shut, and I was sitting at the emergency room of the hospital, not knowing if I'm ever going to see again, because my lovely wife, God bless her heart, it can't just be this. She goes on Google, puts in 3 words, and then it's like, oh, you have all of the cancers, you have to get your head amputated, and you're going to die in 17 minutes.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what the hell is going on? My eyes were like 2 runny noses with, like, not to be gross, but like just the amount of green mucus coming out of my eyes, like I don't know where, was just, so let me, like, Tuesday morning I woke up and I went like this. I can't see. So I had laid in bed, prying my own eyes open, quarantined to the bedroom, can't see my kids. My wife comes in like full like suit, rubber gloves, is like, putting God knows what in my eyes. Meanwhile, you guys are out recording with Cage, having a great time. I can hear the laughs and the joy in the distance. Meanwhile, I'm stuck in bed, unable to do anything. And you can't see. So it's not even like I could sit and watch TV. So I exhausted all podcasts, all audiobooks, and I just laid there and thought about how much I hated my life.
Some would say that you got you're rubbing your eyes again. You're gonna end up with it again. Did you not learn your lesson?
Well, that's the thing I have to deal with now. Is anytime I have just like a normal itch, everybody in my family is like, ooh.
Exactly. Some say it's you watch the Bulls, their playing game and the coach's decision to take out your boy and put in Pat Bev, and then it went downhill.
Man. After they beat Toronto, the most Bulls thing, and I predicted this if you go look at my Twitter, was Toronto, who there is a terrible matchup, who cooks the Bulls. I'm like, the Bulls are going to win this, and they match up well against Miami. They were undefeated against Miami this year, 3-0 up until that game. The Bulls hadn't won 4 in a row all season, and had they beat Miami in the play-in, that would have been 4 in a row. I'm like, nothing would be more Bulls than to beat Toronto, have the game in the bag against Miami, and then ultimately lose. And Friday night, as I was sitting there enjoying an adult beverage, watching the game slip away, I'm like, thank God this season is over, because this is one of the worst seasons of Bulls basketball I've ever experienced in my life. So good riddance, 22-23 Bulls, and thank God the offseason's here.
Well, you capped it off really well. I mean, the season ended and you ended up with eye boogies. So it was probably a hard season to watch, that your eyes needed a break.
Yes, my body was having natural reaction to watching Bulls basketball, and Spider-Man came and shot me with the green.
Yeah, I was a little nervous for you, though. I was looking it up, too, and I was like, this guy has COVID 46. Because I looked, and it's like, I guess you could get, that's part of COVID too, is that was one of the symptoms. I was like, well, he has COVID now. So
I can't, man. I've done everything. I wore the mask. I've got 174 vaccines. You know what? Maybe the vaccine gave it to me. I don't know. But I have the great eyesight is back, and I'm just happy to be here. talking about hobby, even though I am down on the hobby. I hate the hobby and the hobby sucks. But that's neither here nor there. We'll get into it.
Yeah, let's get into it because I am the opposite, and it's usually you're Mr. Positive. I love the hobby. The hobby's alive. And now look at you. You put it on our Instagram. We had people reaching out, seeing if you're okay. So let's get into it. Mr. Discord himself that makes deals all the time. You got to explain what happened last week on Discord.
It's not just Discord. It was Discord. It was Veriswap. It was Twitter. It was Instagram. It was like I had one of those weeks where I felt like every interaction, and obviously I'm exaggerating it a little bit to emphasize my point, but I felt like every interaction just like sucked. And I don't know like who the hell I was dealing with. Like, what the hell's going on? A couple weeks ago, I thought, Manny, I had the hobby figured out. I felt like we had hit our stride. We were operating at a great thing. And like this past week, it all came to like a screeching halt. And I was just like, there's no way I'm dealing with these people. This can't be happening. This is not real life.
I can't
see. And yeah, in addition, now I can't see. So I'm gonna just start out with a couple of them. Once in a while, you see those Instagram posts where people are poking fun at the people who can't read. Like, hey, I'm posting a card that's not for sale, and there's always the comment, how much?
Yeah.
And I'm like, that doesn't really happen. Well, I dealt with a lot of that this week, and not selling cards and people looking to buy them, but in most Discords, or at least the ones that I have been a part of, the rules are very specific and the warnings are always pay with goods and services, protect yourself. If something's too good to be true, it probably is, yada, yada, yada. I worked very hard to close 2 deals on separate days, independent, 2 different Discords, where I paid, I said, done, money sent, I am going to go enjoy my wife and kids because I'm out of quarantine. Only to come back and find out that I found the only sellers in the world who don't use goods and services because that's how people get scammed.
Yeah, so when you told me that was crazy. My mind was like blown.
So I was very polite and respectful, right? Because you never know who's going to screenshot what, and it's not my business. If somebody doesn't want to operate that way, I'm not going to fight with you. But I'm just like, as a curiosity, please enlighten me because the rules of the Discord state this. You and me have never done a deal together. I don't know who you are. Why would I pay friends and family? Like, how does that work? And he said, well, if the package gets lost, he or she, because even though I go out of my way to introduce myself, oftentimes there isn't that reciprocity, so I know who I'm dealing with. Yeah. So as you can imagine, like, I'm going to put that in there because I do take the time to put, hello, good afternoon, good morning, my name is Jeremy, it's nice to meet you. I'm inquiring about said card, yada, yada, yada. I don't do the HM question mark. You know what I mean? Like, I tried to, like, build some rapport.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I'm just out of curiosity, what's the deal with goods and services? Like the rules of the Discord state this, yada yada yada. Surely if you're in this, you're not out just spending thousands of dollars with people you don't know. To which this person responded, well, if the package gets lost in the mail, I'm out the card and I'm out the money.
Well, did you respond like, if I don't get the card?
So so as you can imagine, I'm not a very, I don't have many skills, but I am pretty quick-witted and I'm quick on my head foot. So I had something snarky, mildly put, and I deleted it. I wrote something else that was a little worse, deleted that, wrote something else that was a little worse, and then finally just deleted it. And I said, I wish you nothing but health, wealth, and success, man. I'm out. Please refund me my money.
It was probably a 10-year-old thinking that friends and family he got was goods and services, and goods and services was friends and family. Was this the Discord that you pay to get in? Is it that one?
That is one of them.
Okay. I was like, if people are paying to get in, I guess.
So, and the thing of it is, and this is a common theme, because I'm going to get into one where I was dealing with somebody and we were arguing comps, but it was like, well, what about me? How am I protected? Because the minute I send you money, friends and family, you can drop off the face of the earth and I'm assed out. So I'm like, here, if you think that there's any shenanigans, like I'm going to buy a card from you. And then like, I'm trying to think of like what could go wrong. And the only thing I could come up with is he's afraid I'm going to get the card and then file a claim. And then I'm going to have the card and money. And I don't even know if you can do that because I just don't operate that way. So I'm like, here's our YouTube. Here's our Instagram. Here's a picture of my wife in a damn magazine doing stuff for children. Like, we take pride in our reputation. And he goes, I have a vouch thread. Check out my Insta. So I'm like, at this point, I'm already like, I'm not doing the deal, but my curiosity gets the best of me. I check out the Insta. There's one post. And it's like one of those cheesy, click below and vouch if we've done deals.
I got to show you something. Because
you can make those up. People buy followers all the time, and there was like 6 of them. Yeah, it had like 6 vouchers.
Yep. There's I would just want to say about while we're on scammers before we go ahead, do not come to Too Thick with some scamming bullshit because we're gonna make fun of you and send you on your way. I don't know if you saw this, but this guy he keeps following me on different accounts, but uses the same picture. And he asked me the same thing every time I accept it. He asked me, let me see. Hey, I'm looking for someone to buy my lot. I'm looking to get rid of some of my sports collections. Do you have anything you are looking for? And what Jeremy and I do is we'll send them to someone we know. But then because it looks so outrageous, and it's this guy. So if you see this picture, any shape or form, do not answer him, or if you want to, you mess with him. I was sending them to a guy in our group chat that actually got scammed by him, and I kept saying, "Hey, this guy's looking to buy a lot. You might want to go ask him." Then he kept saying, "Okay, bud, thanks." 5 minutes later, I get a different one, same guy but different account, same message, and I was like, "Hey, the guy over here is looking to buy. He's buying at 90%. Go talk to him." And I keep putting it in our group chat, and they're like dying laughing because I'm messing with this kid. He keeps so the whole day today I keep getting different accounts trying to follow me and it's the same picture.
I love it. I mean, I guess A for effort. Had those people put in that sort of effort in doing something legitimate, they might have a little bit more coin than trying to take advantage of people who don't know better.
Exactly. It's so funny. I don't understand why someone would do it. I don't understand how this is still like up, to be honest.
So,
He got blocked.
There you go. So deal number 2. So I had that one. I'm like, you have to be kidding me. A day later, deal number 2, that we get done. We agree. I send money, to which then I get a reply pretty quickly saying like, hey, my goods and services is broken. Can you send it friends and family? And I go, what the hell do you mean your goods and services is broken? He goes, it just doesn't work for me. Can you do friends and family? And I'm like, you have to be kidding me. Like, it's like one of those, like, you ever have those moments, man, where it's like instant defeat? Like, oh, we're really doing this. Like, it was just like I automatically in that moment, beyond a shadow of a doubt, knew, okay, this isn't happening. This thing is dead. So finally we get to the point, money gets refunded. Then last night, like maybe midnight, I get a barrage of messages. Hey, I got in touch with PayPal. My goods and services good. Go ahead and send. Then it was like, hey, I'm only giving you 5 more minutes. I have other people waiting. Hey, like a series of messages when like it's been 6 hours. Clearly it wasn't happening. But somehow when I have an issue with PayPal, I call between Monday through Friday between 9 and 5. I can't get a hold of somebody, or I get we'll get back with you in 24 hours. My man on a Sunday night was able to get and all of a sudden get it fixed.
Yeah.
So that was frustrating. Now, not to be long-winded, simultaneously throughout all of this, I'm negotiating other deals on some platforms. And so it'd been pretty frustrating because people, when it's convenient for them, they'll use a comp to shit on your cards. But when you use the same thing back, if we're going to go apples for apples, there's a million reasons why it doesn't work for them.
Yep.
So I was in the process of dealing a Jalen Brunson card, Tiger Stripe. We agreed upon the value of the card. it was within. It was a little less than I wanted to be at, but it was close enough. You know me, I'm not going to let a deal get blown up. Cool, we established that. I selected the card that has a comp at bids within like the last day or two, and I'm like, hey, this is cool. I'm like, sweet, this worked out so well. And I sent like a really nice message. I'm upbeat. I'm happy to get it done. I'm moving out of basketball into football. This guy responds that we can't do that because basketball is high right now and football is low. So I need to bring the Brunson card down and value his football card much higher because per him, guaranteed it's going up there.
Yeah, he's a live source, right?
Because, injuries can't happen, trades can't happen, free agency can't happen.
Yeah.
And I was like, so I was just simply, I'm like, well, how does that work? Because we just established like these are two recent numbers. Like, I get it, but you want to say like, hey, I'm going to hold this, but you can't use, hey, like, and he's like, well, your card's hot right now. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So there was like a lot of that, but that was the one that took the cake. Is this person tells me why I have to give him an increased number, but I don't get the same courtesy. And I don't know if you've ever dealt with that, but maybe it was a culmination of like 6 or 7 negotiations like that happening at once, along with some of like the random messages or people you interact with on social medias where it's like, what the hell did I take? Maybe it's me. But did somebody take crazy pills? Is somebody drinking something weird in the water? What the hell is going on?
I think I know who you're dealing with on that trade. I seen his videos. They're sponsored, and he's always like, you know what? Pay me $100 a month and give me your cards, and I'll turn it into $300, and we can continue. And you know exactly who I'm talking about. And I know the people listening have seen this guy in these sponsored videos. The memorabilia world is just beginning. Give me 150 and I will go buy you cards at $300.
And like, I was like, does this actually work? Because I'm going into it. I have no aspirations of like winning the deal or getting over on somebody. That's not what's important to me. But if like we're trying to be like, and I have no problem like losing, but I'm like, what the hell is going on, man? Like, at a certain point, like you have like when they're one-offs and things are rolling good, maybe it's like you just have a good laugh and you move on. But like when they're like one after another, and I'm like desperately like, I'm just trying to buy cards, man. I am just desperately trying to buy cards. I'm like, why does this have to be so difficult?
Well, I think you're right, though. It might be something in the water. And the reason why I say it's something in the water is because of this. And I'm going to show you my screen, and I want you to be the judge. If I don't know what's going on. Look at this. Here we are, Monopoly cards. Monopoly cards. I'm going to keep. What is this? What is going on here? Look at. We got a Cloud Blast, aka a fake colored blast from the Monopoly Prism Monopoly cards, selling for 3,000 or 1,300.
What the fuck?
Look at this. I know it's not $9.99. People in the chat. I know I could go on 130 point. But what is going on here? What am I? Are we both? Look at this, 710 for a Monopoly card. A Monopoly, a card that is a board game. Monopoly. It's not the real Prism. Out of 50. I don't understand what's going on. I'm in the TCG world, so yes, I do like collecting cards that people play. But isn't this for the Monopoly game? Like, what is this for? Jeremy, help me out.
So, in fairness, that Sky, the stuff that you showed at the top, I think that they called it Color Blast or a Sky Blast in the cloud, is a relatively decent looking card. If it wasn't for the Monopoly logo plastered on it,
Let me see.
I'm probably gonna. I feel like I'm gonna make a lot of enemies with this one. I do not get this at all. I don't find these cards the least bit appealing. I have no want or desire of, and you know what's going to happen? I know the moment I say this, like a Patrick Williams 1/1's going to pop up and we're going to scoop it up just because it's P. Will. But I have no want or desire to have these cards in my collection. This just seems like a gimmicky flip that in a few months I feel like some of these, like that Bancaro, is that a base?
That was a base.
A $450 base Paulo is going to be a $3 card.
Yeah, not even. And I mean, they use it to the game. It's for the game, not the real thing, just for the game. Like Allen Iverson says, it's not practice. Let me see what his rookie, like Prism rookie base actually goes. So you could get the Monopoly, or let's see, what do I put? Base. What is this? What is this? Let me see. Oh, look, you could get a numbered.
No, that's Duke. That's Duke go up. I think that's one for 200.
Right here.
Yeah.
You could get two of them for $38
without so like 19, 20 bucks a card. To me, from a sports card perspective, throwing the Monopoly logo on there does not increase value. My opinion.
I don't understand. Someone help.
Thicc, you got to let us know in the comments. Is Monopoly, is this legit? And Manny and I missing the boat, or is this just like a complete and total pump job? Or maybe not even, like, I don't even know if it's being pumped, but is this just like a FOMO thing?
It might be getting pumped. To be honest, I'm just going to point it out there. I don't know what's going on.
I did see
this since 2020. Since 2020, this feels like it's 2020 all over again.
I think I saw like a picture just like browsing, because like my Instagram is not as much as Twitter by time spent. And I believe I saw like somebody who had like 50 blasters or something sitting on it, like some absurd amount of these things.
I don't get it. I it doesn't, like, it's like buying a fake card and it tells you it's fake because it's from the game set, and you're like, yeah, let's buy it. $1,000.
What if you got like just go to jail? Like you just ripped it open, it's like go to jail. And it's just, or it's like Prism, and it's a card like this, just like we took your money, go to jail.
It's a go to jail, and it's Miles Bridges.
Ooh. So in the spirit of talking about this, just to cap off, I want to just put a bow tie, because you had a nice segue into the Monopoly cards, which are pissing you off, which you actually tweeted about. You're not very active on Twitter, and you are a non-confrontational person. So Manny being like, I think these are being pumped or these are bullshit, shows you how strongly he believes about these cards. I'm like, hey, we didn't even talk about this, but we do have the same thought process.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want the Thicc family, the community. I don't want 504 or Hail Mary going out there buying their cards at $1,000 and then blaming us. So I want to put it out there, like, hey, don't buy these cards. They're smart enough. They're smarter than me, so they won't be buying them. There's people like, I won't say their name, the guy that's in the sponsor video that's going to buy those cards, but we're not.
So I want to be clear. I understand ripping wax is a losing proposition, at least from the sports card community. If you tune in later this week, Manny's going to tell you how you could rip TCG and do all right.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Was that nice? That was like a professional. That was a professional tease.
Yeah, we got a very strong man that's going to be on there. Sometimes gets a little angry when you talk about his favorite player. But yeah, he might be joining the show talking some, a little TCG. So hopefully you guys are ready for that.
So ripping wax is a losing proposition. So Saturday decided to be like, you know what? We haven't ripped wax in a minute. Let's rip a box. So we're chasing football. So we bought ourselves a box of Panini 1 2020 or 21 NFL.
Yep.
This is a hobby box that contains one card.
It's not two anymore?
NFL is one card.
Oh, is it?
One card. Approximately, it's like between $475 and $525. I bought mine a few weeks ago for $5. Let's just say $5 and some change. Wasn't sure if we were going to hold it. Wasn't sure if we were going to what we were going to do. Full disclosure: if you watch the YouTube video when it drops, I think you'll hear me say 2 because even though I've read the box, I didn't like read it all the way, and I thought there was 2 cards.
I thought there was 2 as well. I would have been pissed.
I was like, "Ooh, that's embarrassing," but whatever.
Yeah.
So we decided, you know what? Let's rip it. Let's put some good. We've done a lot of good, and I'm a big believer. If you do good, it comes back to you. So I'm like, man, let's pull like a short print. Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence, no Zach Wilson, no Zach Wilson, no Zach Wilson. So $500 box. We open it and we pull this heater. Are you ready? And you know it's a heater because I ripped this Saturday. And you have not seen it.
I got you. I don't mean to laugh. I guess that's
Trey Sermon out of 49 with, and I know, like, if you inspect the card closely, there's like a big indent on the back. Last Trey Sermon did $14.99 at bids. So essentially, we ripped a box, lost $485, and while filming the video, have to suffer the embarrassment of being like, hold on, there's another card. And then us looking and being like, oh, wow, there's only one card. It says right on the box, but I'm a dumbass and didn't read.
So not only were you getting screwed out of deals, you're taking L's. Are you Manny this week? Were you Manny?
To be clear, I just like, that didn't bother me as much. Now, I will say it fucking stings. It stings. It does. It stings. You can't just like throw away $500 and not feel something. But that wasn't my motivation for the hobby sucks because I understand ripping wax is just bad.
Yeah, especially like you said, sports ripping wax. And Panini's out here making money because they got the Monopoly out. So they don't care about your Panini 101. They're out here selling Paulo bases for $400 on the Monopoly resale.
Hey, that's good living if you can get it, man. That is absolutely freaking good living while you can get it. So yeah, no, I would just say it was a very difficult and challenging week. Obviously, in life, sometimes things are frustrating when they don't go your way. But we are gangsters over here. We are warriors. We will keep our heads up, our chest high, head high, chest up, however that goes. And we will persevere and come through on the other side. But it was a incredibly frustrating week. And it's more so just dealing with idiot humans.
Yeah. I mean, you still love the hobby, right?
I love the hobby.
Oh, that's fun. Well, you got Panini making this. You got Panini opening Panini boxes. And Panini is also suing people, right?
Hey, man.
Panini's trying to get paid. I'm just going to tell you right now, they're doing something right over there. They're screwing Jeremy. They are making these Monopoly cards. Genius, right? Monopoly. Everyone knew. The Panini knew that we bring out some fake cards. They might as well just start. I'm going to go get my Monopoly box and get those dollar cards, and maybe I could use them as real money because that's what people are doing. And Panini or Fanatics is stealing their Panini's employees and suing them now. So you got to explain the news on that because I read it. There's a guy on Twitter, and I think you retweeted him, and he's like a lawyer. And
Paul Lesko.
Yeah. It was too long for me to read. I just was like, oh, Jeremy could spark note it for me.
Yeah, so Paul Lesko is definitely worth a follow. He follows all things hobby, like legal related, and then he breaks it down in layman's terms, and he's got a good sense of humor. So you heard the rumors. I think it was like Sports Cards Digest Weekly, something like that, had reported that there was like this max exodus from Panini with like Top/Fanatics hiring their people. Well, Panini said, we're going to file a lawsuit. And so like the details are still kind of like in the gray or kind of like dark what's going on. But I can understand if I'm Panini, you got hustled. You got worked, man. Because my basic understanding is like Fanatics went and got the licenses. You didn't even have an opportunity to battle that. Then they went and like started like taking out presses and impacting your ability to print cards.
Yeah.
And like, so you're just getting like worked at every angle. Now they're taking your employees. So you're like, oh man, to hell with this. I'm suing somebody.
Well, they're good. They're good because they got the licensing to Monopoly. So they're good. I'm so mad about this Monopoly. I can't. The Panini's gonna make Monopoly cards.
In my mind, do you ever have things that are just like when you hear it, it's synonymous with something?
Yeah.
Like, so for instance, like when I hear like the word, I'm just gonna get us canceled right now. So just bear with me. So when I hear like second cousin, like I understand what second cousin means.
He's not from Alabama.
What? See, exactly. You proved my point for me. The phrase "second cousin" to me is like very incestuous or inbred. Correct?
Oh no!
No.
Oh. You're gonna hate us in Alabama now.
That's okay. That's okay. You know what? They're probably out drinking Mountain Dew right now. They'll be all right.
Oh jeez. Oh no.
Okay. No, but do you want? Okay. So can you follow? I need you to follow my logic.
Okay.
So the first thing you did is when I said second cousin, you took out the whole fucking state of Alabama.
Roll Tide.
But okay, so that is just something in my mind. Like I understand like what it means, but when you say that, these are things that like it's like incestuous, inbred, like kind of like backwoods sort of thing. When you think of Monopoly outside of the board game Monopoly, I think of peeling stickers off of a greasy McDonald's French fry, trying to get like the Boardwalk and Park Place, which are never going to happen, which nobody's ever, because it's rigged, nobody's ever collected it. So I think of like greasy French fries. So when you want to slap it on one of my coveted cards, no thank you. I don't want Ronnie's Chop House anywhere near my freaking sports cards. Stay the hell away. It's not cool, man. And everywhere I go, everybody's like, these are the coolest cards ever. And I'm like, I can't even pretend to get there, man. I can't pretend to get there.
We need to go find boxes and we're gonna open.
No,
we can't even find them. They're everywhere. They're on eBay.
No,
we can buy them for $1,000. Sorry, you can go back to Panini and Fanatics if you had more. I keep derailing it back to the Monopoly thing. So
I mean, a lot sports. I don't know. Maybe this is what you get. You put out Monopoly cards. You lose your employees.
You know, the Panini employees are like, I'm done with this bullcrap. Monopoly cards. I'm going to work for Fanatics and get some tops.
I'll tell you what, man. I wonder what it's like. Just on like a side note, if there is ever, not that I think there's going to be so much money invested, it'd be damn near impossible for Tops and Fanatics to lose those licenses. But can you imagine you're a younger person and you're making the jump to Tops and Fanatics? You're like, this is the greatest thing ever. But in a few years, like Panini's back to being in control, and they're like, hey, I want to come back. And they're like, we remember what you did. Pepperidge Farms remembers. It's a Family Guy reference.
Hello, that's the best episode.
Yes.
Oh, so what are you doing? What are you doing with your PCs? Your little Patrick Williams over there. You got anything added?
Yeah. So we, if you right here, so we're getting ready to redo the entire Reckless Card studio. I'm really excited. But right there,
for a year.
No, it's really. If you notice, the desk is in a new spot now. Everything's coming down. Like they're getting ready to paint.
Okay.
The contractor, aka Courtney's coming in, get ready to do painting. So that's an NT RPA at 99. Yeah. I actually bought that sitting next to you in Las Vegas at the Mint when we were at a god awful restaurant picked out by your lovely wife. It's Kaylee, baby.
Yeah. Well, I knew you were buying something because you were not focused on your food because it was not.
Well, I mean, here's the thing: they'd have to bring me food for me to be focused on my food. I bought a gold out of 10 Patrick Williams. It was select insert. It's a pretty cool card, and then some Prism Color PSA 10. So I'm continuing to scoop it up. I will say this is kind of odd. We've had the Logo Man for 4 or 5 months. I have never had an inquiry about it, and over the last few days, we've had a few inquiries about people I didn't even know, asking us if it was available, which I think is like slightly odd.
Because he's still young, like you said, and his playoff performance, not quite his offensive performance, but his defensive performance was amazing. He basically won the game for you guys him and Caruso won the game for you guys for against the Raptors, and he could throw down on some people.
Yeah, I don't think people realize how athletic he is, and I think the dunks do it. It's like because it's like highlight grabbing.
Yeah.
And so then like people go and realize like, oh crap, he just turned 21. He missed the season with a broken wrist. And then remember when what was it, Talen Horton Tucker and LeBron said something good about his card just spiked? Well, LeBron like has been very complimentary of Patrick. So I follow somebody who deals in like, let's say, low to mid and like volume Patrick Williams.
Yeah.
And he saw a dramatic increase after the dunk.
Yeah, it's crazy. So here's a comparable stat of Patrick Williams, and you might laugh at me, but this is what I think. I think he's a young Kawhi Leonard.
100%.
The defense, how he's quiet. He seems like he might be awkward in the locker room, but the man can throw down when he wants. I don't know if he has big hands like Kawhi.
His hands are massive. They say he has like the biggest hands in the NBA. He's like, I'm dead serious.
Is this Kawhi's son?
That's been the comparisons we've heard for like the last 3-4 years.
Oh, has it? Okay.
Yeah. And then so like if you think about it, like if you saw like how he scored and how he performed against Dallas in the game where the Mavericks knew they were going up against the juggernaut Chicago Bulls, so they decided to sit everybody.
We got a better draft pick now.
We'll see how the ping pongs bounce. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Gotta see how the ping pongs do, son. Yeah. But like I get it because you see when he gets, because the Bulls right now, at best, he's scoring option number 4. So they're not running any offense for him. So outside of like the kick out 3 or the occasional where he just makes a shot for himself, it's defer to Zach, defer to DeMar, defer to Vooch. And so you have that game where they sit and he goes for 20 something and looks pretty impressive. You get the defensive highlight with Doris Burke just going off and raving about him, and then a couple of poster dunks. Like I get it.
Yeah,
everybody's looking for who's next.
I mean, in your case, it's a good thing. I'm a different PC. Like that's kind of cool. I always thought about this to have a PC at a younger guy, but my PC is an old guy that's retired, and owns a team, and it's Nomar. Like because I bought this card. So fun fact: did you just rip ass?
I said that's so sick.
Oh, I thought you did before that. People are going to hear that if you actually did, because I heard it. But this card right here, Planet Metal Universe, as you can see, the 13 right here. So I did a little research. This sold on Golden for $13, and they put it on eBay. $3. I got it for $3. So they were trying to do like, you know.
That was definitely a Thiccolo. They were like, we heard what Jeremy and Manny are doing on PWCC. We're going to apply it to Golden. Did it. Got this badass low pop card, tried flipping it, and then lost $10.
So I didn't realize it was the actual, as I'm talking to you, I didn't realize it was the actual Golden one until I saw the 13. Like that's what it went for. So they probably did it for like to keep track of how much.
Did Golden actually write on the team bag?
I would assume the buyer did, so they can remember.
Oh, okay.
Like what they paid for the card, and that's my guess. Maybe I'll go look at the actual code to see if it's the same one. But yeah, this is a Pop 3 card, only one graded higher, and for $3 for a Nomar Planet Metal Universe, I couldn't beat it. Shout out to Uber Collector for telling me to buy it. So he's like, he found it on his eBay and sent it over and says you need to have it. I also have a card coming in from him. I can't wait to show it off when it gets here.
That is awesome. That is awesome. So in the spirit of showing off some stuff, we were doing this earlier. we've been very transparent about like what we do, and so you and me are very much in alignment with this. And it wasn't like us chatting; it's just some of the stuff we've been picking out. But I've been in the Michigan area. I'm a diehard Chicago Bears fan. Manny is a diehard Cowboys fan.
Mm-hmm.
Don't like the Lions. Don't care for them. I'm happy for the people of Detroit because it seems like there's been a lot of pain and agony with this franchise. And so a 9-8 record, you would think in Detroit, they are coming off of 3 straight Super Bowl wins. Like that is how good this team is. That is the buzz, right? Like they're so Lion stuff moves. So I've been picking up. I got another Amon-Ra.
There you go.
Tie-dye auto out of 25. I know that you guys chatted about this guy in particular.
Yep.
Continuing to pick up Williams. This has nothing to do with the fact that he's a Tiger. It's just you can't go wrong with Bowman color of prospects.
Yep. Unless they murder someone.
Yes. This guy, again, his stuff has moved very well for me. So anytime I can scoop up on card Mickey auto of a cool looking die cut, you can't go wrong.
Yeah, it's cheap.
And then just stuff like this, I look for value. Sometimes it's taxing because you might go a week and you don't buy as much as you want. But just scoop this up. Justin Jefferson Emerald, out of 5. So I know quarterbacks are typically where you want to go, but I have seen, and I'm hoping to have great success with wide receivers. So I've picked up a lot of Jamar Chase, a lot of Amon-Ra, Jameson Williams, and then, a little bit of Justin Jefferson to complement the there you go.
Out of 149.
There you go.
Yeah.
So that's been kind of the stuff I'm picking up. I think the struggle for me is I know the maximum, it's how do I hold it until national? Because once I know that, once I present that I have it, I get bombarded, and it's like, okay, do I take this is a legitimate struggle because everybody knows you don't go broke taking a profit.
Yep.
Do I sell now, take that money and try to get into something else, or do I hold and go with a loaded Zion case to national? And I'm kind of I've been debating, maybe do I sell off a couple and take some profits so that way I kind of hedge and make sure I'm good? I'm honestly not sure. And I'm curious, what you think. So I bought that Justin Fields cracked ice.
Yes.
Right? I got it for a few $100. It was actually because I bought a Goff too, but I probably got it for $250.
Yep.
One just sold for $700.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we bought a lot. So I'm but I also know that his stuff's going to continue to rise, and the quarterback stuff is crazy right now. Yep. Do I hold out and go for maximum home run, or do I sell some of it now? I'm kind of not sure. I thought it was going to be a lot easier to hold football a lot longer, but it's everywhere I go, it's it is the most liquid stuff.
I don't know. Personally, if you don't need the money, you hold it, and you always have, we're fortunate because we always have TNT, and you could easily get rid of it if you need it. But yeah, I would hold it. I mean, football is going to go up. Everyone's starting to talk about it already. I've noticed some influencers saying that they're buying right now for the national. What scares me is everyone's talking about buying for the national. At that point, is it no one going to buy at the national? That's what scares me.
So I've been thinking about this a lot lately too, because I'm in one of the paid Discords, and it's a constant circulation of the same cards.
Yeah.
And at some point that doesn't become sustainable if there isn't an end user for that card to go to. How many times can we pass along I don't have something, but how many times can we pass along a mosaic Jordan Love card?
A baseball.
How many times before that runs out? Because clearly some of these people that are buying it
for the national.
or not even the national. These people are looking at and trying to sell. A disturbing trend I've seen. I hold somebody like Dave with extraordinary cards in high regard.
Yes,
because he's got a track record of people who speak the world about him. He's been on several pods and he talked about it. One thing I noticed is he'll say incoming, but he will not sell or make any deals with the cards until he has them in hand, because the thought process is what happens if that package gets lost.
Yeah.
I'm impacting other people who are either allocating money or cards to do a deal. And I can't do that. One thing I've noticed in this trend, and I'm not passing judgment, but it's just a concern for me, is the amount of people who are selling cards that they won't even have for 3, 4, 5 days.
Yeah. Yeah. I've seen that before. And I would be nervous out of my mind because you get the money. You don't even have the card. You know, these USPS drivers like Oz from Cousin Collectibles, since he wants to call me out on his podcast.
That's fired.
I'm going to call him out. You know, these USPS drivers, they know the packages. Oz knows what these cards look like. You know, he's like his sticky fingers. He's watched Home Alone. He's getting those packages, trying to see what's in that. So, yeah, you heard me, Oz. Don't say I ever try to pump my card again. I'm gonna come at you reckless. He's over here. He's telling me I pump my Woody, by the way, while he's over here pumping Millie Bobby Brown cards, Stranger Things cards. So
here, let me tell you something. If Manny pumped his Woody, he did the shittiest job of it, because when we were at Mint, we had a big time player in that space.
Yeah, shout out Ghost Breakers for telling me it was 5K.
Who was convinced, and I don't want to say this because it's gonna sound like it's
no.
Shit
we love it. We love it.
But I asked him, I'm like, hey, so Manny's first to market with his Woody. What do you suspect it's gonna go for? And he goes, and again, this was his honest thing. He's like, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, that's what he said.
If it goes for 5K.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, he's selling his boxes at $800 a pop, like nothing. The raws, the silvers are going or the hollows are going like nuts. So I walked away and I called Manny and I'm like, take this. I know, and I felt awful because here I am just sharing information. I did, in fairness to me, I did say, take this with a grain of salt. But this guy thinks that it could go,
Yeah.
Wow.
He's a good guy. Like, he honestly, like, he was so surprised. I can't. I guess conclusion, if anybody, when we get bigger, thinks that we can pump cards, we can't. Because we lose on that too. So actually I didn't lose, but I didn't get what I thought I was gonna get.
No, because even at the end, like, it got to, I think it was like $800. And everybody was convinced that in the last 2 minutes, like, because we run a lot of auctions, that like I like when I lost that Patrick Williams Nebula, it was at like $150 and it jumped to $1,300 in like the last 15 seconds, and so that's pretty common. So I'm like, I was watching, I'm like, oh, this thing's gonna jump, and it didn't jump. So point being is there was raws of those cards, not specifically the Woody, but the signature, I know the autograph, that went for far more than yet. So if Manny's pumping it, he's doing a garbage ass job.
Yeah, the Woody Raw, one of them went for $500, and someone got a graded one for $800. Shout out to you because you won, and I shipped it right away, so I'm not the D-bag that says, "Oh, I want to cancel the order." But yeah, sorry for the sidetrack again. I know you were on a hot one, and I had to call out Oz when I could.
No. You have to do that when possible. I mean, if they're gonna take shots at the Thicc army, we're gonna come correct. We gotta defend it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the Primos, we're about to come at you. The Eagles fans, fly Eagles, fly! Yeah, right to the ground.
Man, Mandy's over here just playing duck hunt.
Yeah, no, I'm over here playing duck hunt with Oz, Mister. What did I call him? A bandit? What's the guys from Home Alone?
The sticky bandits or the wet bandits?
Yeah, that's Oz, the wet bandit of the USPS.
Wow, man.
Wait. Well, while I take you off subject, I need you to tell me who your thickest of the week. I've been excited for this whole day. Jeremy came to me, called me. He's like, "This is gonna be the best thickest of the week ever. This is gonna top Cocaine Bear. People are gonna stop yelling cocaine at me, and they're gonna call me this for now on when they see me at a show." So, Jeremy, please tell me who your thickest of the week.
Manny, I have to give it to you because that's exactly how my phone call went. It's 100% what I said. I mean, not even remotely close, but whatever. You A for effort.
That's what I
But the
heard.
thickest of the week, essentially my message to you was like, to me, this is a slam dunk. We had, it's been a minute since it's been you and I. We've been doing the threesome thing or having guests or, being really loose with who we're chatting with.
Yeah.
The thickest of the week has to be the green mucus coming out of these goddamn eyeballs, keeping me blind. And I thought about it. I really, really thought about it.
It's not my words, it's yours on our thing.
Yes.
A runaway winner.
Yes. I didn't say it was the best one ever. I just said it was clearly the clear and number one winner.
Yeah.
And so I thought about sharing a picture of what it looked like because it was truly one of the most disgusting things I have ever seen. Like the amount, like you ever like when you're super sick and you blow your nose and there's just like green that comes out. That's what was covering my eyes. So in addition to this, what I didn't tell you is not only did my eyes cover up, everything swelled up. Like I look like I got the shit beat out of me. You know what I mean? Like my face was completely swollen. So eventually, after I got like the mucus thing calmed down, then my skin right here was like if you ever had like sunburn and your skin peels, my skin was like flaking off. I just wanted to put like lotion like right here.
Yeah.
It was so anyway, I was gonna share the picture, but then I thought once you put that on YouTube, the Thiccolos are wild. They're gonna screenshot that, and I'm gonna have to see myself on a shirt, like at the National or something like that. So I'm not gonna share the picture, but in person, I will share it with you, so you can be like, "Bleh."
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out Lameme. He would have took a picture and been like, when you see Monopoly prison cards, it's you.
There you go. Hey, you just mean, man.
Yeah, there you go.
We do it all.
I need your picture. We need to go viral. So the best part is Jeremy shows me the picture of his eyes as I'm eating lunch. I don't know if Courtney told you, but I could not finish what I was eating. You showed me the picture. I was like, well, I guess I'm done with my lunch because I'm not eating that anymore.
So, and here's the thing. I don't take pictures. I fucking absolutely hate having my picture taken. So, like, to express the severity or share what I was going through, like, that's how I'm like, I have to show this off. And that was like one of the cleanest pictures because they got like filthy. Seriously, you could take Kleenex, go like this, and it looked like you just blew your nose with the nastiest.
That's nasty. And you said you just rubbed your eye, right?
Yeah, I have no idea.
It
was so bad. Okay, so it was so bad. It was so bad while I was in the emergency room. Like, I wanted to leave. I fucking hate going to the emergency room. It fills me with anxiety. Some little girl comes in, and her finger is cut off. And I'm like in that moment, I went from hating being there, but also like, you know what? My problems are nothing. I want nothing more than for this little girl to like to be better. You know, I've got 3 daughters. Like, it pained me, and because like essentially it wasn't like life threatening, and they weren't going to be able to reattach the finger. Like, she was just chilling, which is like effing awful. So now I'm also filled with like this guilt, like this is just an awful thing, and I lost my train of thought. It's
not awful. It's not awful because that girl probably looked at you and was like, "Wow, this guy really needs help. Get him in before me." This guy has snot out of his eyeballs. I've never seen this before.
The little girl said, "Take all 10 digits as long as I don't have to put up with that."
Exactly. He keeps rubbing his eyes and complaining. He said he rubbed his eyes. You probably tried to do what the Gen Z group's doing nowadays and ended up with 2 infected eyes.
Oh, so anyway, finally, like, the doctor comes in. You know, you see the PA, whatever. Finally, the doctor comes in. They're like, "Your eyes are so bad, we can't tell if it's viral or bacterial." So yeah, cool. So because Courtney, armed with that information, was just like, Well, you're locked in a segment of the house and you can't leave.
That's funny. I'm never gonna let you hear the end of it because I get on the podcast with Cage and then Courtney's just sitting there. And I'm like, or Jeremy can't make it, he can't be Ray Charles. And this is how I pictured you were gonna be. When you said you had this eye infection, I figured we were gonna have our interview and you were just gonna be like this the whole time. Turned around talking because you couldn't see the computer.
I was wondering if like I could rock like a monocle, you know what I mean? Like, or rock like a double eye patch to just sit here. Like I was thinking, like, how can I do this? But I'm like, I effing can't, man. I can't.
So this is our thickest of the week. Before we go, Jeremy, I do want to say, I want to ask the community, the Too Thick community, because we had a conversation, and I feel like I'm trying to get you into this because the days we don't record or I'm doing cards, I'm playing video games. Does Jeremy need to get a console to? We need to play Call of Duty, and if you have Call of Duty, let me know. I want to play. I was playing with Miss Squirts and E, and Jeremy, I think, got a little jealous and wants to get the game and play with us.
No. So I think like E being the daddy. Shout out E.
Yeah, Poppy.
There's something like, and I think this is 110% a Jeremy problem. Do grown-ups play video games? And nobody in my like inner circle as adults like plays video games. So that's so foreign to me. Like I was taught, and again, I'm willing to acknowledge maybe this is something wrong with my upbringing, maybe it's something wrong with me. But I was like, when I started chasing girls and started working, like video games were just like, hey, if I want to be serious, I got like video games ain't it.
Yeah. But
now it seems like video games are pretty commonplace as another form of escapism for adults.
Yep.
So I'm just curious, like, is Manny just a child, or is Manny onto something and I'm missing the boat where I could be playing some video games?
I mean, if anybody says I'm a child, I'm just going to be like, we all play with cards and look at cardboard. So as a kid,
that's a very good point.
As a kid, would you think you're going to be in your mid 30s playing with cards? Especially having Dragon Ball Z cards.
No.
You're like, you got to.
So what? Like, what's even the system? Like, I don't even know what the latest. Like, is it a PlayStation
5? I got a PlayStation 5. E has an Xbox One. So if you have anything, let me know. The people out there, I'm trying to game.
Are those the best available systems?
Yeah, or a PC if you want to drop money, but that's for the experienced people. You might want to stick to a console.
Okay, so is there anything new coming out soon?
Not soon. I mean, I play Call of Duty, so
no. I mean, what? Like, I'm not gonna. If I go,
no.
I'm not gonna buy like. What's the latest Xbox? Xbox what?
One.
Okay, so if I buy an Xbox, there's not gonna be like a new system that comes out tomorrow, and I'm like, oh shit,
They just came out in like 2019, 2020, and the only reason I know that is because the flippers were buying them all up and reselling them during the hype of the market. So.
How new is the PlayStation 5?
Like 2 or 3 years, and they usually are like around for like 5, 6, 7, 8 years until they come out the new one.
And so, like, if I had an Xbox and you have a PlayStation, we could still play against each other?
Certain games. Okay. Not every game. So I have a PS5, but like I said, if you have a PS5 and want to, like I said, anybody in the community, I'm ready. I'm ready to go to war.
Do you wear like I'm so fascinated by this. Are you like one of those dudes that has like a headset?
Bro, I'm going to war when I play. I got the headset. I got everything.
What are you talking? Is there a microphone on those?
Yeah. Maybe I should try to use these for the podcast.
So wait a minute. You actually do a podcast, but you don't do anything to make yourself sound better or hear better, but you play video games and you've got all the accoutrement.
Yeah. I just thought of this. I was like, maybe I need to buy a headset for the people. Oh, jeez.
Okay. So I got to be honest. Even if I got into it, I'd probably gravitate towards sports games. I feel like Call of Duty would just overwhelm me. There just seems like a lot of effing buttons.
I just picture you with PTSD going in there, start yelling and screaming.
I always love it. Like once in a while, like I'll still like Steven, I think has what was before the Xbox One, a 360?
Yeah.
So yeah, he's got a 360, and so once in a while I sit down and whip his ass in Madden.
Yeah.
That's like twice a year. Like I whip his ass.
Yeah. Make him
I
cry.
mean, I whip his ass
Show him who's
because
daddy.
he refuses to learn about like defenses. So it's like really easy. Like he'll pick a defense first. So if like he goes like dime, I just run the ball down his throat. If he stacks the box, I pass. Like, and he refuses to learn. Like he's just like whatever.
Yeah, I got
it. But that's like twice a year, and those are like 5-minute quarters. So like what a total of like half-hour game time. But there's so many damn buttons on that controller. Like a shooting game, I couldn't even handle GoldenEye. Like, do you remember GoldenEye for Nintendo 64?
Yeah, I love that game.
There was a lot of
before we could play that.
There was a lot of damn buttons on that thing, and that thing was like a little too much for me. I wasn't very good at that game. So this Call of Duty, I can only imagine would just absolutely destroy me.
Oh yeah, we need to see Jeremy play. So let us know. Let us know if grown men should play or women should play video games. And that's going to be a 50-50 split. But the people that say no, I'm just going to bring up that you play cards and you buy cards that have either real figures or non-figures on people on them.
So before we get out of here, there is one thing that I'm excited to talk about is a couple months ago we talked about ComC.
Oh yeah.
I just got an email this over the weekend that they've started the processing of my cards. Mm-hmm. And so there's about 210 cards that are going to be uploaded. And so I know that we were going to share our experience. So once those cards are all up, maybe we can figure out a way to like share a video. Like, maybe I'll make for like a cool YouTube video, like a novice's perspective. But I'm excited to share that because remember, those were all cards that were just sitting around not doing anything. So, and I know, big ups to Trees Collectibles because he's made a killing on ComC. We have the Lansing show. So if you're going to be in Lansing this weekend, swing by and say, "What up, Doe?" Mm-hmm. We'll be there. And then the Too Thicc community, I'm not sure if Manny's going to be able to make it due to fatherly duties yet. We're still waiting to see, but we are going to be at the next Gary V Fest.
The VCon.
VCon. The gathering of the VLOs.
Jesus.
But we're going to be in Indianapolis for that. May 20th, somewhere around some.
Somewhere in May.
Somewhere in May.
Yeah.
We'll be there.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're going there, let us know. Got anything
other than that, man? No, I just want to say thank you to everybody. It's been a minute since we have done just an episode, Manny and I, and we've been itching to get back. We made a commitment to have a lot of awesome guests that we're truly grateful and appreciative to have on. But we're gonna go the solo route here for a little bit because we don't want.
We have Brandon on Thursday, so don't say that.
I mean, macro versus micro. If you were gonna take mid-April through, and then we'll probably have Cage on again too.
Yeah, exactly.
But you know what I mean? Like we're truly grateful for everybody. We get a lot of very nice messages, and it truly means the world to us because we're just a couple of knuckleheads just trying to have fun and be honest, and we love interacting with you, man. So please continue to like, subscribe, smash those like buttons, and that you need it, baby. You need it in your life.
Make sure you do what Jeremy says. You smash the subscribe button, like the video, go follow us on Twitter, go follow us on Instagram because we've been sucking with content, but we're going to get better. We promise. We promise we'll get better for the community. Also, I hope you guys enjoyed this hobby release as much as we did. Do not buy Monopoly cards. That's my thing for the day. Do not buy those stupid Monopoly cards. And I hope you enjoyed your hobby release, and we'll talk, this weekend, maybe this weekend with Brandon, not a solo episode like Jeremy said. So we'll see you guys soon. Peace.